Hi, my name's Dennis Whittie. I'm the co-chair of the Say Yes to Ferndale's Future campaign. Myself and about 20 other residents and business owners have formed a campaign to say yes to Ferndale's future. I'm supporting our Headley override on May 3rd election because I support police, fire, and EMS. As a police officer in a neighboring city, in a neighboring county actually, I can see what happens when we cut manpower, cut police officers, cut technology, and cut all other kinds of funding, and basically what happens is response times suffer, victims wait longer for police response, as well as just routine things such as lockouts and things that we see here in Ferndale that other cities you just don't see anymore. I'm supporting the millage for that purpose, is because I want to maintain our police. The other thing I really support is our fire department. We have a SAFER grant through the federal government that we cannot accept until a later time when we determine what our financial future will be here in Ferndale. And with the SAFER grant, basically allows us on federal grant money to bring back our laid-off firefighters, to bring back basically our strength in our fire department for our first responders. And without the millage, we're not going to be able to accept that SAFER grant, and so everything's in limbo waiting on this millage. So I'd like to see our fire department get back up to strength, as we do serve 3 cities. The other thing that I definitely do not want to lose is our advanced life support services through the fire department. I don't support privatization of our EMS system, and basically if we have to decimate our public safety due to lack of funding, that's something that we will probably see in the future. As it's been quoted in the public and various media sources, over the next 3 years, we would probably see about almost a 50% decrease within our police and fire departments. And that's staff, that's cops on the street, that's firemen ready to respond. So therefore, that is one of the biggest reasons I am supporting the millage. Other reasons I'm supporting the millage is to keep clean parks, clean streets, and keep Ferndale what we know it is today, and keep it improving well into the future. We here in Ferndale have set a community tone and a community atmosphere of diversity and acceptance and great city services, and I don't want to see that sacrificed due to our budget cuts. The City Council last year implemented a Citizens Financial Committee, and basically there's 12 residents, I was on that committee as well, that got together, looked at the general fund. We talked to managers, council members, union heads for police and fire, the city manager, residents, business owners, and we met over a period of 4 months, some of those meetings lasting 5 hours a night. And when we did that, what we came up with is what Ferndale needs. Basically, our recommendation was basically we need modest cuts with increased revenues. Unfortunately, due to the declining property values in Ferndale and the state and the nation, we're seeing a lot of our revenues being cut. And we have to find a way to stop that budget gap that is coming up, because that is impending. We're looking, approximately $2 million next year if the millage doesn't pass, which means, of course, a lot of city services that will be cut, including police, fire, EMS, our community center, things like that. So basically, I'm supporting this millage to keep Ferndale what we need. The City Council has supported the Citizen Financial Committee's recommendation, which is 3 mills increase in the first year, and then up to 5 if it's needed in the additional years. And of course, this sunsets. That means in 2015, at the end of that tax cycle, this reverts back to exactly what we see today. Those mills come right off the books, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what will happen. It would take a vote of the people to extend it any longer. So in 2015, the increased millage goes away. But please join me saying yes to Ferndale's future, and please vote yes on Tuesday, May 3rd.
In August of 1941, my parents, Bill and Rosemary O'Donnell, moved their family to the home we now occupy on West Albany. During the ensuing 70 years, we've enjoyed a safe and clean and happy occupancy of the home. It's safe because of the great police and fire protection we've enjoyed over those years, and it's clean because the DPW keeps things picked up, keeps the drain water moving, and keeps the parks pleasant and a great place for family outings.
Our dog Musetta came along with us today. We enjoy going for walks in our neighborhood, really any place in the city with her. And up to now, the only thing that would stop the walk is the weather. But if things change and it wasn't safe, we wouldn't be able to have that pleasure in our life or you in your life.
About 5 years ago, Helen and I made the decision that we were going to spend the rest of our retirement years here in Ferndale. We dipped into our savings and we spent a lot of money for a new roof, for a new furnace, for windows, for a complete modernization of the interior and a rebuilding of the front porch. This investment was made in anticipation of things staying as clean and comfortable and the quality of life remaining as high as it has been over the past 70 years.
On Tuesday, May the 3rd, we all have an opportunity to vote for the Headley override. Let your vote make a positive difference for the people of Ferndale. Thank you.
I've lived in Ferndale for nearly 20 years, and it has been a privilege and, I will admit, an amazing challenge to represent the city on the City Council for the last 3 of those years. I'm not here as a City Council person today, though. I'm really here as a resident and someone whose family lives in the city, someone who owns a home in the city, and someone who is so committed to supporting our community. When we talk about raising taxes, there's an immediate negative connotation. People get scared. For me, it's truly a community obligation. That's the way that I think about it, and that is completely honest. The community provides me with so much benefit, and being able to do my part to support our community means so much to me. Not only did I go to the schools here and graduate from Ferndale High School, but I benefited from our recreation department, our parks, our police department, our fire department. They have helped in so many ways. And to know that they'll be there for my parents if they need them, for me, if heaven forbid I need to call an ambulance, to know that I can take my niece to a park and see the smile on her face as she swings on the swing, there's nothing better than seeing a happy 3-year-old. Those are the things that make me proud to live in Ferndale. And to know that we have an opportunity now to give back to our community that's given us so much, it's truly not even a question for me. I know I'll be voting for this millage. I'll be voting to raise my own taxes. I hope others will do the same, because if we don't do something small now for our community, we could have some really big negative consequences very, very soon. Please vote on May the 3rd to support our police, support our fire, support our ambulance services, our parks, our recreation center, most of all, just to support Ferndale and to support our community. Thank you so much.
I support this proposal because the consequences of not properly funding city services would be dramatic for the city of Ferndale. The impact on the quality of life for our residents would be such that many of the things that we've come to love about this community would be significantly reduced. Public safety, police, fire, EMS, the Kulik Center, staffing levels at City Hall ensuring a smooth operation of city services would be significantly reduced without the appropriate funding level. I'm supporting this charter amendment because I want more for my family, for my neighbors, and for this community. When times are rough, we need to support each other collectively to get through it. And supporting this proposal is the kind of thing that we can do to ensure the quality of life that we all enjoy in the city of Ferndale. It's the kind of thing that we can do for each other.
My name is Katie Hershberger, and I am supporting the May 3rd property tax millage. Here in Ferndale, we are a community of very special people. We have many talents and all ages. We need the tax millage in order to continue to support our community, in order to make it go. Without the millage, we'll be like somebody trying to start a car that doesn't have any gas in it. It just doesn't go. In this hard economic time, we need to maintain as much of our city as we can. We need to minimize the danger to the community by taking more away than what we already have. Our viability is the thing that makes Ferndale one of the very special communities that people have moved into. We need to keep Ferndale growing and remain as special a place as it is today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deena Kachadoorian. I moved to Ferndale 9 years ago when my husband was terminally ill, and we needed a community that offered easy access to medical care and that was welcoming, nurturing, and safe. Ferndale fit the bill then, as it does today, and I am passionate about keeping it that way. I can ill afford any increase in living expenses, but I can't afford not to say yes to Ferndale's future. Please join me and your neighbors in voting yes on Tuesday, May 3rd. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jacki Smith, and I'm a resident and business owner here in Ferndale. And I'm voting yes on May 3rd because I want to invest in Ferndale's future. I invested here in Ferndale almost 10 years ago with my first business that I started here, and now I live here. My kid goes to school here. I have multiple businesses here. I employ Ferndale residents, and it's all because of the way Ferndale continues to invest in our future. And that's what it's about for me. Because you invest in your city, I come in and I invest, and other business owners invest. But the minute we stop having our services, the minute we stop investing in our future, the minute we put our fire, our police, our ambulance, our just the way our city looks at risk, then people will stop coming. People will stop investing. We're on our own here, folks. The state doesn't have our back. The federal government doesn't have our back. We have to have our own back. And that's what Ferndale's about, and that's why I continue to invest in Ferndale, and I will vote yes on May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Bob Porter. I'm here to ask you to vote yes on May 3rd for the millage override in Ferndale. You know, I had many years to serve this city, and when I first got involved, we were in serious financial trouble. We had some of the lowest property values in Oakland County. But the people came forward. They reinvested in their community. And through that period of time, our property values appreciated at a greater rate than any place in Oakland County. We became a destination point. We restored other services such as a community center, and that's what did it for us. Today, if we don't stand up as citizens in our community, those are things that could be lost. Now, it'll affect me a couple $100 a year, but if I don't do this, the continued loss of services will cost me $5,000, $10,000 in depreciation in my property value. We can't allow that to happen. Please consider the value of your community and come forward on May 3rd. Vote yes to save Ferndale.
Hello, my name is Nancy Goedert. I support the upcoming Ferndale millage because my life is invested in Ferndale. 3 of my children and 4 of my grandchildren live in Ferndale, and my house is here. Ferndale is a well-run city. We participate in SACRA's great recycling program that pays the city more than it costs to pick up that trash. Leaves are picked up in the fall, they're composted, and the compost is returned to citizens who want to use it in their gardens in the spring. When it snows, our streets are plowed. Our ambulances and fire trucks are just minutes away. You can feel safe walking and riding your bike in Ferndale, and if you don't feel safe outside, you become a prisoner in your own home. You don't save money by letting your city services deteriorate because your property values deteriorate. Ferndale is Norman Rockwell, small town America. I hope we keep it that way. Thank you.
All right. Hi, my name is Mary Schusterbauer, and I'm going to vote yes on the millage increase on May 3rd, and I'm asking you to do the same thing. For those of you who know me, you know I'm kind of a process person. I always ask the questions about, well, how did we get here? And first, I'm really proud of the City Council knowing that they have great wisdom and they can do many things, but in an issue as big as this, they decided to not just come up with the answers at the council table, but they appointed a citizens committee of 12 people that spent a long, long time going over the ins and outs of all of the finances of the city. And in the last few weeks, I've had the opportunity to sit down with a few of those people, and I'm just amazed at how much they know about the finances of our city. So I think that the proposal that they came up with was well thought out. It's gradual, it's temporary, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It is temporary. But the millage increase is combined with cuts. So I think what they recommended to the City Council was very reasonable, and I'm pleased that the City Council decided to go ahead and put that on the ballot. You know, I've been here for a while, longer than some, and I don't want to see the investments that we've made in the past go down the drain because of some short-sightedness or reacting out of fear to misinformation. I think this is a time when we need to step up and really protect the investments that we've made in the past. I'm thinking back to a long time ago when Bob Porter and Nelson House were the two people who chaired that main infrastructure bond proposal committee. And it passed, and that was something that we really needed in our city. And then a few years later, Bob Porter, Nelson House, and myself were the ones who chaired the Citizens Committee for the school district that looked at a bond proposal, and that was passed. So we've got a history of investing in our community, and like I said, I don't want that to go down the tubes because of short-sightedness or because of fear. I want to keep living in a vibrant community, and I think you do too. Please vote yes on May 3rd.